Hey, thanks for coming back.
I'm glad to be here.
It's great to see you. Between sound check and this moment, you went for a little walk. It was brisk.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you take away from that walk? What did you see in Portland today?
Well, I was telling somebody that when I was a kid, I watched the movie Drugstore Cowboy a lot.
Yeah.
Right, so that's the lens through which I see this city. No matter, I mean, I've been to this city 50 times probably, but it always looks like Drugstore Cowboy to me. That's my takeaway.
Have you been back since the world shut down 3 years ago? I'm trying. Yeah. Oh, okay.
A couple times.
Because downtown itself, it became a completely different environment.
Oh, different. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know the contours of it the way that everybody in here would, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, y'all probably see changes here that feel so profound that the city feels almost unrecognizable, right? But for me, who I've only ever known it at a kind of a surface level, despite the fact that I've been here so many times, it still looks like the same place to me. But that's everywhere. That's Durham, North Carolina, where I live. That's San Francisco.
Yeah. The new record is Jump for Joy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. It's a great piece of work. That's right.
Thank you.
And the album cover just brings me joy looking at it. It's a cover, it's a picture of your children, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're just laughing their heads off. And it just, I imagine it brings you joy just to look at the album cover. Every time
does.
you
Yeah,
pick it up.
that's a really special picture. It was a hard, there's nothing hard about making the record. The record kind of just came out. But the hardest part was actually coming up with the cover. The cover was, I had a bunch of great artists sort of submit different versions of the art, and everything was pretty cool, but it wasn't like pushing the specific emotional button. And it was the 11th hour, like it was time to turn the everything in. And I was walking down the hall, just like it was on my mind constantly, because I was like, I don't have the cover. And that picture that's on the cover of Jump for Joy is just a picture that hangs in the hallway at my house. It's just a picture I took of my kids, several years ago. They're much older now. I was like, oh, wait, there's the cover. And then I had to I had to get permission from my kids.
Right.
Obviously wasn't going to put them on the cover without. I tried to explain what it could mean to them. And
What did they say?
I mean, my son, who is kind of like a stoic, almost 15-year-old, was kind of like, it's fine. And my daughter said, I just wish I was older in the photo.
Oh.
And
You got to see it. It's a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Was Jump for Joy always the running title, or did that come later?
No, the title, I'm sure that I had something that was way more literary and quote-unquote deep.
Sure.
I'm always trying to give like very heavy titles to my records, and I'm always wrong about that, I would say, generally. I was talking to my manager, and we had been talking, there was a lot of intention that went into the making of this record in terms of it being a more public-facing record.
Sure.
Tempo-wise and everything. I was just trying to evolve the thing that I do. And I was talking a lot about, in putting the record together, I was talking a lot with my band and everybody that I work with about like this feels like a joyful record, which is, different from happy, I think. In the same way that maybe like wisdom is different from intelligence somehow, or something like that. I haven't totally worked out that analogy yet, but so there was a song called Jump for Joy, and my manager Brian, I was like, I don't know what the record's gonna be called. I think it's probably gonna be like blah 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 blah. And he was like, I mean, no, it's just called Jump for Joy, isn't it?
Right.
I was like, oh, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. Keep it simple sometimes, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Right. Well, with that said, this is a Rolling Stone headline on the new record. It was something like, His Golden Messenger finally lightens up on new album.
I got a real chuckle out of that.
Well, you turn the page. It's a brighter, happier record, and it's brilliant. It's really
Thanks.
fantastic.
I'm still the same depressed guy that
Yeah,
I've always
right.
been.
Right. Well, going back before the record, though, True or False, you weren't sure if this band, this project, was going to continue. True or false?
I mean, I still am not sure.
Yeah.
And I say that like a little tongue in cheek, but a little not. You know, it's making music as a profession is really hard.
I bet.
And it's really expensive, and it's really emotionally taxing. The only thing that keeps any of us here is how engaging and compelling the emotion of it is, and the places that it puts us emotionally and in terms of vulnerability. If it didn't have those aspects to it, I would have been gone long ago. But it continues to give me that stuff. And so I think as a human, for me, that has been something that has been worth chasing. And I'm going to chase it as long as that continues to be the case. And I keep and it keeps pushing those buttons for me.
Yeah.
I say it's sort of tongue in cheek. It's going to keep going, but I think a lot of us creative types that sort of I've been lucky enough to make art for a living had all kinds of come to Jesus moments during the pandemic.
Yeah,
for sure. Like especially in a profession where we need, what I do requires me to be out with people.
Sure.
We tried to figure out how to do it over Zoom, but it didn't work. Not for most people. Some people really excelled at it, but I didn't. So
that was a learning curve for a lot. Yeah, I'm in the art world, and even in our environment, you know, we're an event station, and that's
right.
part of what we do, and it shut down. But we're beyond that now. We're on the other side of it, thank God.
We are. Yes,
all
we
things
are.
considered. Tonight at Revolution Hall. We'll see you over there. Tomorrow in Eugene, if you guys want to do a road trip.
Yeah, come on down.
Wow Hall.
Anyone that wants to come down to Eugene, I'll put you on the guest list. How about that?
Play a few more songs for us, and I'll get out of the way. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
His Golden Messenger, everybody.